The hardest request from my experience is usually not the bad idea. Those are 𝗀𝗲𝗃 are the requests that sound good from the beginning. If we always say yes to every single request, our platform might become the collection of the customized requests. That means that we are creating a certificate system, but it's hard to trust. So the real question I ask nowadays is not just, is it reasonable? Is it feasible? Can we do this? But also we should think about our long-term platform will become, and if there is any underneath risk if we do this. Because in B2B, flexibility is how you win the customers, but consistency, explainable results, and traceability and controlled risk what help us scale. Hi, I'm Annie. I'm the product manager at KAMEREO. We are the purchasing platform for the F&B business in Ho Chi Minh City. In order to be the true partner of those businesses, you have to be flexible. You have to support their style of working, because in this nature, it's really hard to have a one-size-fits-all operation solution. However, that desire to be a good partner is also what makes the product decision sometimes become difficult. And the hardest request from my experience is usually not the bad idea. 𝗀𝗲𝗃 are the requests that sound good from the beginning, like the one the customer request they need is good for their business, and the one that the sales or the operation team might also agree and say that we should go ahead because it's value for the business and also for the customer. Even sometimes the engineering also say there is a way to do it. That sounds good from the beginning. And usually we say yes to all of those types of requests. But the risk is if we always say yes to every single request, our platform might become the collection of the customized requests. So the real question I ask nowadays is not, is it reasonable? Is it feasible? Can we do this? But also we should think about our long-term platform will become, and if there is any underneath risk if we do this. So let's take a look at the concrete example about a monthly price customer. Let's say customer placed order on April 20 and to deliver on the 1st of May, and they expect the price of May because that is in the commercial term. Then that request look perfect sense commercially. It's a fair request and feasible, but as a product manager, I had to acknowledge that when it comes to pricing truth, pricing feature, we should go beyond the feature discussion. We should also consider to make sure the trust, the clarity, and the traceability, also the discipline of the system for the long term. Then when we dig deeper to this idea, we had a couple of questions need to ask ourselves carefully before the implementation. Like, what if the customer placed order for the next month and then we update the price from outside? Then should we also update the price of that order, or should we lock it still? Or what if the customer placed the orders for the next month, but then for some reasons they want to deliver sooner, keep the current month? And in some cases, price setting might be unexpectedly. Maybe it's because of the operation, or maybe for some reasons customer call us and complain about the wrong pricing. Then in those cases, can the CS team or the sales team or trace in 30 seconds, or those cases will become like 2 days investigation across the pricing setup, the order timing, or the delivery date. After those questions, I realized that behavior is hard to trace or explain in a convenient way. Then even if the calculation is the right technically, we are still failing to build the trust and the satisfaction of the customer. That means that we are creating a certificate system, but it's hard to trust.
This episode is brought to you by 𝗃𝗏𝗃, your one-stop IT recruitment solution provider. We connect global companies with top tech talent across Southeast Asia. Whether you're looking for permanent hires, short-term contractors, or employer of record, EOR services, we've got you covered, especially in the IT and digital sectors. Thanks for tuning in. And now, enjoy the episode.
The overall context and the idea, and we see that the need is the real, the pain is the real, the idea is feasible, also the risk is also real. And that realization changed the whole discussion. Instead of discuss about the implementation of the pricing feature, we went back to the real pain of the customer. What I found is the immediate pain of the customer is not what price display on the purchasing platform. The real pain is they expect the delivery note and the invoices, which are the final documents to show the exact price that we commit. It's the only truth they care about. And that changed our strategy. Instead of asking should we implement the delivery date pricing, we start asking how can we ensure the price on the final documents is accurate. And by focusing on the real pain of the customer, which lies on the final documents, we start to think more about the other solutions rather than sticking with the first idea about the delivery date pricing, which might be risky and introduce massive changes to the several aspects of the system and of the operation. And it also taught me that respecting the customer request is sometimes not respecting the final result that the customer needs, and sometimes it's not necessarily sticking with the first request, the first idea that they suggest. This experience helped us reinforce the 3 principles that our team always try to adapt before we say yes to every reasonable request. The first one is the most important one, which is we try to identify the real pain and separate the request or the idea with the real pain from the real pain. Because at the end, what the customer really care about in the final result is not the feature that they care about. Then it comes to the second principle, which is we have we try to come up with several solutions, and then we need to deep dive and try to identify the risk and try to ask and answer the question, what's next after we deliver each solution? Will it also introduce the other risks, underneath risks that come with a solution? And then in case that the feature goes to the edge case flows, then is it traceable or is it explainable in the minimal cost? And then the third one is choose the narrowest solution, which is the solution that is, firstly, it has to solve the real pain of the customer, and at the same time, it has to, we have to make sure that with this solution, we can control the risk or can explain in cases that, in some edge cases in the operations. Because in B2B, flexibility is how you win the customers, but consistency, explainable result, and traceability and controlled risk are what help us scale. So next time when a reasonable request come in, don't just stop at whether it is feasible. Ask what happened after the day you deliver it. Will it be explainable in the easy way in any operation scenarios, or does it help to solve the problem completely? Our job as the product managers isn't just to build the features, it's to be the architect of the solution, the promises that our platform and our team can actually keep. Thanks for having me on the CTO show, and see you next time.